And call to order the workshop at, I don't know, 4 PM on the dot. I think our city manager wants to open with a few.
Did you get the pledge and the roll call
Oh,
first?
should I definitely do that?
Roll
Go
call.
ahead, do the roll call, please.
City Council roll call. Councilman Werner.
Here.
Councilman Gleason.
Present.
Councilwoman Leonard. Vice Mayor Langowski.
Present.
Mayor O'Connor.
Present.
Seminole Improvement District. Secretary Jeevers.
Present.
Vice President Beard is absent. President Massey.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Can you please stand and join me for the pledge? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Seated. Mr. City Manager, why don't you kick us off there, sir?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor, Council, and Board. Couple of things that need to be brought up to date at this point in time with my departure coming up shortly. One of the things that you're going to have to really do with your new manager and your new district manager is have exceptional communications between the two of them and a lot of long-range planning. If the city's looking for something as you're going forward, you're going to need to be able to looking out at least a year and a half ahead of time so that you can talk to the CID people so that they can figure out if they're going to put it in their budget. And if it's not going to be in their budget, that you put it in your budget so that you can fund it to get the work done. One of the other things that I want to remind everybody is if it wasn't for CID already pre-existing, the city would not be here at all. The CID is a independent government, is not subservient to the city in any way, shape, or form. It is completely independent. By wearing the two hats, I've been able to look at both sides of the equation simultaneously and plot a course that would benefit for both sides. You're going to be in a new situation now when you have two different people. They're going to have that kind of mindset to be how do we accomplish it? It may be partial CID, partial city, but without that, you're going to have some real difficulty. It's just kind of this is where I'm coming from, what's out there, what I know of working it for the last 10 years, kind of things that you're going to be up against. CID doesn't officially become a dependent district until 2046, which is something like 23 years from now, or possibly sooner, depending on a mutual agreement between CID and city. In the charter, it's spelled out very clearly what CID's responsibilities are and what the city, and that there's no duplication of efforts. So one of those kind of things are things that I caution everybody to keep in their mind going forward, that CID is CID, city is city, let CID be CID, city do their city thing, work together for the things that's mutual benefit. That's kind of all I have on that. Moving forward to the park, at the current time, I know the mayor and others wanted me to apply from the city side for a FERDAP grant. And I believe I reported to you all a week or so ago that the city doesn't own the property and doesn't have a 30-year lease, so the city can't. So what I've done is I've instructed the grant writer for CID to apply for the FERDAP grant. So they are applying for the FERDAP grant. CID does have some money for matching funds in the FERDAP grant, but that's only about $400K. First phase is about 1.1 mil to do the first section of the intersections and stuff like that. So anything additional to that, CID does not have it in its capital improvements budget. So it would be looking to the city to come up from its funding to match it or make up the difference to get to the 1.1, should you want to continue to make that first phase operational. As you can see on your maps, I did include, because there was questions in the past with the Gold Star people, I think it is, right, Gary, is that it, Gold Star?
Flagpole.
Which is,
You're talking about the flagpole?
well, the flagpole, the monument, I forget the people's name.
Garden.
Yeah, the one to go.
The Wellington Garden Club and their Veterans Grant Memorial. I did designate the circle that's going to be
You should have too.
where a traffic signalized intersection would end up being eventually is that location. And talking internally with Mr. Massey today, he suggested that also in the second traffic circle, we put a second flagpole as well. So we have flagpole on either entrance as you come in and out as part of that process. But right now, that's phase one. And as you go forward, depending on how you want to develop it, and how fast you want to develop and how much burden you want to put on the public would be how you would develop it. But right now, that would get you both entrances, the traffic circle, some parking, some places for the food trucks. And the lot will be finished seeding and mulching by the end of the week. So then it'll be operational to start using over the next year so we can start doing some utilization by the public. It'll be just a big field. People can go in, they can play soccer, pick up ball, whatever out there, fly kites and stuff like that. But that's kind of where we are on the park area now. And again, remind you that it is, I know we've referred to it a lot of times as a city park, but it's actually Sid's Park within the city limits. So it's a joint park, really. Those are my comments. And if you have any other questions or open for discussion between you all as to where you think you're going from here.
Please, Vice Mayor.
Mr. Castle, for the, once the grass is seeded,
Yeah,
and we get to a point that we are able to use it, let's say for kites or soccer or whatever, will it be sunrise or sunset?
it will probably be similar to, I was discussing that also today. It will probably be a 7 to 7 operation, similar to the fitness park pathway.
Okay.
That way, the people that are locking that up or opening it up would just open one and open the other at the same time.
And there's gonna be a fencing around the existing back corner where the water towers are?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
'Cause
yes,
I haven't
that's-
seen that recently, so I haven't been back there yet.
yeah, they're finishing that contract with the fence around that as part of the site finishment.
Is there a timeline when Sid will know about for that?
I gave back the information to the grant writer, but I haven't said anything back yet.
You haven't heard anything back?
No.
Okay,
Oh, the grant feature estimate?
On the FERDAP grants.
Okay.
yeah, I'm wondering if we have a timeline.
Well, the end of, the application is by the end of September.
Okay, so application is still open.
Yeah, the application is still open. It's still open, I think, till, there, I remember, I believe it's the end of September. Then they start processing them and going through there and ranking them.
Have you heard anything from the lobbyist in terms of, now put your city hat back on, in terms of the appropriations, or he used the term called lift and shift?
Haven't heard anything from Ryan, Carl recently.
I'll follow up there too. Because the last conversation I had with the governor's chief of staff seemed very, very favorable in terms of finding us some money as well. So those are all things we need to consider. And we also have another round of appropriations. Session this year starts in January. So it's going to be here probably before we even know about FERDAP.
Yes.
We can simultaneously kind of attack all these funding sources. We might be able to scrap together enough to do phase one.
And that our legislative senators and House members will be meeting 3 times between now and December. So that'd be a good time for you, council members, whatever, to get up and
Yeah,
speak
yeah.
for them, say, hey, we need some money for her.
Absolutely. Which we absolutely will. So I guess what we should be doing right now is deciding if this, the plan we want, are we happy with this plan? Is it more or less going to cost the same? You recognize, Councilman?
Thank you, Mayor. A couple of questions, Mr. Castle. You mentioned in your brief introduction about the park and the funding and the ownership, et cetera. You also touched on the topic of that we don't lease the property. Was that one of the considerations?
If the city had a 30-year lease, potentially then the city could apply for a FERDAP grant.
So inside your head there, sitting on both topics, was there,
I don't think it would be an advantage for the city to lease the property because then it would be ultimately responsible for everything that occurs on the property. It's better to leave it into SID and figure out and utilize the city as an additional funding source to build the park property.
fair enough, when the park is fully developed,
Mhm.
wouldn't it then be a city responsibility liability wise?
No, I would still see, SID owns the fee simple underlying land, so it would still be a SID thing. Now, they may contribute to some of the liability insurance that Sid has to carry or some of the operational costs for programming and stuff. Yes, that would be part of, we already have the interlocal agreement between the city and Sid. So those would be some of the things that would be worked through in that interlocal agreement is, we want to run a soccer program of such and such a time. Okay, city, you're funding the soccer program on the Sid property, the insurance, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, got it. And then one last comment. I was talking to one of the high school baseball coaches. He was telling me that that far to the rear baseball field causes a lot of balls to be hit onto the Sid property and they have to go and retrieve it. He was suggesting that there's need for a higher fence, but I'm looking at the way it's laid out. He told me it was down the right field line, and that wouldn't be the case the way the ball field is oriented. But maybe Sid, someone from Sid would know, are there a lot of baseballs on that part of the property?
Is it from the actual plane or is it from plane?
I don't know, Dan, the way the field is set up, it's facing the north side, so for it to go that far, someone might feel it's intentional. Because the field is facing like north.
Okay, so we're not in the aim of fire for normal.
No, the way it's shown here, it have to be a foul ball.
Right, that goes backwards behind you.
Yeah.
Well,
I was gonna say to go that far, that's pretty.
That's funny.
But I
Councilman Warner
suggest,
and board, I have been previously approached by one of the coaches as well as the school board that to keep the balls from the school off of Sid property, Sid should build a higher fence for the school and give it to them. And it's like, why? It's your balls on my property. You keep them off my property.
I would suggest to all of them, you can buy a lot of balls for that fence,
Exactly.
a bunch, because it's not cheap to put
Or
up a chain
they're
link fence.
more than welcome to build it on their.
Exactly. And I'm sure the city would give them a variance to have a higher fence.
Right, okay.
So-
Well, they don't have to talk to us, do they?
No.
Not really.
Okay, thank you.
No, I was gonna ask, so you saw how the first phase one was laid out, it went over to the top lot and the other area, that's not the true phase one we were talking about, it would be the two entrances, the two roundabouts around the outside of it.
In the parking
And
between.
the parking in between, right? So if you just kind of mimic the north side on the south side. If I'm not mistaken, Ryan, that was 20 food truck spots?
Yes.
Yeah, approximately.
And that would be 20 that would have a water service at each one, electric hooked up at each one, just like they have over here. But that made a lot of sense to us, is some parking spots would have a lot of other, but is everyone somewhat in agreement with the way that center section is laid out is a good start?
I think it's a good start. I think it's a good start.
Are the lakes already built?
Yes, sir.
So why not just add that other parking area, the 100 graphs? I mean, could that be included in there?
To the right.
Yeah,
So to be fair, yeah, I mean, it could to the right. I mean, it's gonna be stabilized enough, people can pull out and park anyhow. We'd have to delineate it so people wouldn't just go driving everywhere, you know?
right.
But yeah, that would be simple enough when around on the grass piece. Because, that entire piece, if you look where it says phase 3 and phase 1 to the south of that, all that, it shows parking spots, but that's just open grass field parking like we have out here.
Right.
Which is a large piece, but Ryan, do you still feel that 1.1 would accomplish that?
The piece to the south, including the piece to the south?
Well, right now, just without the extra grass piece, just what we were looking at.
Yeah, I'm so confident that 1.1 will cover that. The first phase that Scott was mentioning without the kind of cutoff of that southern.
The two roundabouts coming in, entrances across,
Correct.
electric, water,
Water.
all those little pieces there for it.
Correct.
If they're working towards the grant at this time, and if y'all have some dollars there, I would suggest that at our board meeting Monday, maybe we go ahead and authorize, it doesn't cost us anything to do it much. Maybe, Ryan, we could go out for bid for that phase one. It's gonna take a little bit of time. So if we went out for bid, at least we'd find out if the dollars are gonna hold true, we'd get it back. And if it does, at least we'd be able to pull the switch and go with it if we get grants. And if y'all have some dollars there to the grants, we'd have a real number.
Yeah, and I'll be completely candid, I'm not opposed, I mean, we had already done it, we had separated the 600 and put it in the budget for the purpose of matching the appropriation, and I'm 100% still in favor of that. If you get the 400, right, we should match it. If we get more than that, we should match it, but I don't want to take taxpayer money and put it towards it unless I know that that grant is awarded.
I'm
That
bad
I
faith,
know
yeah.
that,
Yeah.
you know, free money is there as well.
Agreed.
And actually, you brought up a very important point, and it's a perfect segue into, I think we all need to remember a little history lesson, that this was all supposed to be a P3 at one point. It was supposed to be a public-private partnership with the ISTF, where it was gonna be 100% funded.
Well, let's back up. Before that, it was always gonna be a park.
It was always gonna be a park.
Then we had this group come in and they were pitching that, to be fair, yeah.
Right.
What's a P3?
P3 stands for public-private partnership. It's when a public.
So it's gonna be a
entity
private enterprise.
Yeah,
Doing a
private entity,
recreational.
publics, partners with the city in order for the, for the benefit. They were gonna pay for this whole soccer field, park, et cetera, which really would have been the entire home run.
And then we charge for the use of it.
Well, it's gonna be an add-on to their private school that they were gonna have inside the city. So I think they wanted, what, 13 days a year?
It was going to be a long-term lease with their exclusive use of 13 days per year.
That's all we had.
And they would operate and maintain the entire park's operation for us.
Well,
I mean, it was a
It was a pretty.
really sweet deal because, but when COVID hit and their international funding and international soccer kind of fell through the wayside, that disappeared.
So either way, I think phase one is an amazing start and we need phase one. I wouldn't be opposed to pursuing some kind of public-private partnership for the park still. I don't know if that's an option or not an option. I'm not completely against it. If there's an operator who can come in and pay for the whole thing, we're talking about $12-13 million, and it's a benefit to the city and we don't have to have taxpayers pay for it, that would be huge. And I'm just throwing that out there as an idea. I'm still very receptive to that concept,
that'd be a nice idea.
you know? But either way, what you have as phase one is pretty much the bones of it. And I think it's
Regardless of
great.
what goes forward,
Exactly.
we have to get into that.
We need that.
So if everybody is in that same believing, then, and the dollars look like it work, I'll suggest that the board can, maybe we bring it up, that we had
Bring it up Monday.
at our Monday meeting.
Well, let me finish.
And then, we set it out to bid, at least we get some bids in and see, and make sure the prices are still in that realm.
Yeah, maybe they've changed.
That will,
Maybe we don't know. You don't know what you don't know.
We've been bitten a few times, so,
Mhm.
we
Fair.
think one thing and see another. Yes, sir.
Vice Mayor first.
The marquees, I think we discussed about it in the city, on the city side a couple months ago. Is that included in phase one? The marquees that was on the roadside? Like we had that going to public shopping to the.
No, actually Minto is in the process of building those now.
So Minto's building that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna build that
Okay.
on the entry.
The marquees.
Got it.
When you say the electrical, does that mean electrical conduit or, and all of the wiring
Yes.
and light standard and lights?
No light standards.
No,
No
no
lights.
lights at this
But
point.
future
But, yeah, absolutely.
shut outs, yeah.
We would have it because the idea would be, right, then we discussed we were gonna have lights in the parking area. And, but we didn't figure that in the first piece, just electric for the trucks.
Yeah, and just kind of having the conduits and stuff for when the eventual future.
So they can string it later.
Yes,
We're not tearing up the parking lot.
Right.
and try to think about all the conduits we'll need, so that we don't have to tear back up any asphalt.
Are you anticipating electrical vehicle spaces too? I mean, the electric conduit for that.
Yeah, I mean, if,
Had it-
from our side, we're just, we've been plan this out, we're just doing the civil plan off of that, but
If it's gonna double as a parking ride,
No, sure, if it's gonna be a parking
it's gonna
lot.
double as
We'll
a
make-
parking ride, it should have at least the conduit in the ground.
We'll make sure that it has sufficient power so we can add on.
Okay, that's the idea. All right.
Please, go ahead.
Another question. Another topic, it's a big, a hot topic of talk around for a while, is a designated fishing area. We talked about maybe something in the park. Maybe it's the section, the small section on the right-hand side of the park that maybe that's where we send all the kids to go fish, and that's where they can go instead of our lakes.
Come on.
That's the Sid Lakes.
No, actually, we had a discussion, we're not opposed to
Great.
that. Yeah, and what's actually not bad about that is it'd be when the park is open.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, the hours of operation.
Right.
I think that would be a logical place to have it. We were talking around where the exercise path is. But start talking about that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, residents live there and they don't necessarily want people walking back there.
This is ideal, there's no resident.
There's nobody to offend.
Okay.
So the driveway entrance and the two circles and the driveways connecting, are those paved?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And the area?
It will be. On the phase one, yes, sir.
Right. And the area around the food truck,
Yes.
are those pavers?
No, it just shows the area that would be designated for the food trucks, are not pavers.
Oh, looks like pavers.
They didn't put a legend off to the side of what that's calling out, but, with the pavers where all the food trucks are, a lot of those guys put down stabilization things and all, I don't know if we, opposed to any kind of survey, but, the ideal would be when it's the rest of the year, we can use it for parking outside the event, but when the event's there, we have the facilities to accommodate it.
That was the other thing too, Mr. Manager, is the governor's chief of staff said if we call it the parking ride, could be some dollars from FDOT.
The only thing, the park and ride's got to have palm tran out here to do that. So it's a timing issue on that. I mean, we're still talking about park.
Infrastructure for a future parking lot. I don't know. I'm just saying, there's different ways to.
But future parking.
Yeah. And in the original, most of you weren't around, in the original development orders and stuff, there is supposed to be a park and ride out here. It was supposed to be designated as only a park and ride. But again, I hate spending money on something that only serves one purpose. So by this setup, when I talked to Don Herring, when we first started designing this, was designing it so that during the week it could be used as a park and ride. After hours or later, other than work hours or weekends, it's a park, but it doubles for everything. You only have one facility that you have to worry about maintaining.
And the parking ride's predominantly primarily Monday through Friday,
Right.
correct?
Yeah.
The scale of the high school property seems like the tennis court is not quite as large as a baseball field. Are these the scale?
I wasn't worried about.
Or a basketball court, I'm sorry.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah, my understanding is Don Herring and them did them to scale when they gave us the numbers.
Yeah, and these are soccer fields, the big ones on the page.
What's ours?
Oh, these are soccer?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it says.
Well, it says soccer, but
Flex,
it's
it's supposed to be
both flex field, yeah.
But they're larger than a tennis court.
That might be the scale.
Okay.
Well, I can tell you what it is. If you go out there, you can step it off. That's exactly what that is. So the swales, the way we did that property, you can see the underlying drainage. So between the fields is a run drainage that captures the water that runs east and west, and then north and south between the fields. The fields are each made so they pitch off, so we can drain that entire piece. And so far, even though it's extremely dry this year, even with the big rain, the water has gone away. So
Nice.
it looks like drainage was done right. Good.
Good
Okay,
job.
You would get your ass through, would be better.
what else we got? So I guess we're in agreement, phase one.
Everybody is a
Let's
will.
find the dollars. They're there, the city will be there with its
You
contribution.
don't think that's premature to you, Ken, putting it out for bid, in the next couple?
No,
weeks?
it'll take us 60 days or so to get the numbers in and stuff like that. And we just set it off so that the actual work would be upon receipt of funds.
No,
So you're gonna request for bid for phase one.
yes.
Yes.
So question, having that number, could you put together a potential price tag on phase two and phase three? It won't be solid, but like a best guess,
Engineer can.
best guess.
The biggest issue, once you kind of get outside that phase one and phase two, we'll call it, the ports and the lighting, we don't,
Right,
there's such a variation with those, like we were actually kind of forward with some of the lighting, you know.
Pricing?
Pricing, you know.
I mean, I know the playground is gonna have to be a big price tag,
Yeah.
but like this stuff shouldn't be that.
That's just gonna be wide open. No, the only thing that'll cost any extra going forward would be possibly having to put irrigation for each one of the fields
Okay.
if we put improved turf, you know, if we do something.
And, there's a multimodal all the way around, right?
No,
Yes.
no, well, it's a personnel walk, not for cars. It's supposed to be for jogging.
Jogging, walking
The
track.
multimodal.
Hell, done.
Okay.
Well, no, actually, but they were talking about making.
Right there.
But it was gonna be just like an
6
exercise path, it's internal to the park.
So is that concrete?
No,
No.
it would be asphalt.
Asphalt, okay, so yeah, not a huge dollar amount.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
stuff like that, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's-
Like stuff like parking and grading and, you know, stuff like that that are not specialized. You know, there's no, you know, we can give, you know, estimates on that, and then actually getting that phase one pricing back and reassess or adjust.
So we'll have a solid number on phase one, and then, you know, best guess on everything else, so we'll know how to kind of attack this.
And do we need to break it up into another phase or possibly, right? I mean, we're flexible.
Let's bite off what we can chew, and then let's chew it.
And potentially where the exercise path is around the park. We may very well just put, we may mulch in a path to start with. I mean, we wouldn't do that phase one, but if we want to go ahead and have something to follow, we could absolutely just have it like a mulch or something. Yeah, I think so. But if we don't put something down, they won't know where to go. So I figured, even if we just put mulch all the way around, had a nice mulch path for them to follow, and put some distances on it. So from this point, so quarter mile,
Fair enough.
that way people could figure out what they're doing. And,
You're showing that path going through the utility side?
All the way around.
The little path right here.
it,
Well, what's the one on the far left? With the arrow pointing.
Closing for sure.
Utility.
that's a road.
Then
That's not a multi-mode. That is the original road that Don, I'm not sure we will do that, but that was a road that went around and went in the backside of our tank site
Right.
for bringing in tankers and things such as that. But right now, we're looking at using the back access that runs along the canal on the west side. And we would come in off of, Persimmon and just run that all the way down the back to our tank site. I think, Taylor, y'all are using that currently to bring trucks down that back way somehow?
Then we're going to start using it now that we have cedar mulch.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to bring them across that right now. But yes, that one is a road. The little path is that little fine line, a double line that runs around, stays on the inside of the berm all the way around.
There's a big makeshift gated area back in that corner with a big banner that says Republic on it. Who is that? Who's Republic? Is that a contractor?
Oh,
that's our building. That's not here.
That's what I'm talking about. Who's Republic? I'm sorry.
They're the
That's the
GC.
Conceives, that's what I got.
Yeah.
He's building the,
For the office side,
awesome.
yes, right, just on the south side of the substation.
This is the water tower.
Water tank, yes.
Water tank. Anybody have any comments, questions, concerns? Anything else we need to talk about? City concerns, blinking stop signs, what do we got?
You got the money to fund them, they'll buy them. And I put it in your budget,
What's that?
the blinking stop signs. They're in the city budget, so you can fund them. They're, Sid doesn't have them in their budget.
Do we have the replenishment, right?
20,000.
20,000.
Shaky.
Yeah, there's enough in there for that.
Oh, good.
And Mayor,
The first set of stop signs that we put out, that we covered the cost. Sid did.
yeah, and just one thing, just kind of from the city side, I know this, we've had previous meetings, we do this yearly. Just kind of from our update, kind of from the engineering side, working with Chen Moore and their group, everything's been, still obviously been going great the whole time. I know that's something that, we always kind of talk about stuff, and it's been great. I mean, we work hand in hand together, in questions or maybe up on the city or city side, so.
Well, with Ken's opening statement about us having to communicate more and spend more time together and really work hand in hand, I think one joint workshop a year is too
It's
little.
supposed to be two. We've been slack.
So
Oh, no, it's not.
step it up to,
Three times a year? You said two?
well, if it's supposed to be two, we can actually have two.
Let's have the two that we're supposed to have first.
You're already scheduled for your second one.
And especially if we're gonna start getting closer on this park piece, because that communication would be good, a little more as we're moving along.
How are you guys doing in your city manager search?
They're gonna bring someone in at this point. Yeah, once Mark said they will have someone in training behind the before.
Speaking of
It's
that,
gonna be hard to follow up behind Ken.
I agree.
speaking of that relationship between Sid and the city, as Mr. Castle indicated, at some point within 30 years, Sid will be, come in under the auspices of the city council. Is there a benchmark, a particular point in time besides the 30 years, short of that, that would suggest this is an appropriate time?
There's not really a benchmark. It does talk about mutual agreement between the SID board and the city council. Could be sooner than that transition date.
So what is it, when the city board says, well, we've had enough, we don't want to do it anymore?
No, I think the way we originally looked at it, you had to have a sunset, right, at some point. So my gut tells me it's gonna happen some years prior to that. I mean, as we're going forward, it's not gonna be, we've got another really hot and wild, probably another 5-ish years, of lots of stuff still going on. And then it's gonna start slowing up, and at some point, it's gonna make sense not to, we won't be building roads anymore. We won't be having stuff anymore. And at some point, it's gonna become a management function of SID ongoing. And, I think that would be the time to look at a transition, so maybe it's more like a 10, 15 year type.
All right,
That's what.
that's something in 30 years, I didn't want to see 30 years, and all of a sudden it becomes a city's without knowing much more about it. But what you're saying makes sense.
Yeah, it will be, the city should be at least substantially complete, if not. And, it'll just be basically a management role at that point.
Right.
And, we have the staff, and we contract. So we have the fellows that run everything operational wise outside. And, that would be a function of just rolling them into the city.
Right.
Because I just can't imagine if we do it right, we don't mess it up. I can't imagine it being anything but good at the end, and it would just be whose payroll it's running on.
Right.
And Sid would just be dissolved and/or just called
Well-
of the city, right? I mean,
Well,
just
SID,
rolled in,
it becomes a dependent. SID would still have its budget and do its appropriations and do its assessments
that you would manage.
for the operations. It's just that the city council would sit as the board of SID versus not. Same as Wellington.
Yeah.
Wellington's council sits as the board of Acme Improvement District and
Well,
Pine Tree.
yeah, but you know, when you talk about, it's a pretty big contract. I mean, we're spending a lot of money keeping everything looking good, but, you know, not to oversimplify it, but those two gentlemen, look like
Kingpin.
Middle East.
So the real MVPs over there.
But I mean, truly, they're running outside the office 100% of what's going on out there and doing a phenomenal job. I mean, if you, don't like the way something looks.
Oh, can we get purple and teal lights, by the way? We're in
Forgot.
September.
So for the lights, we're currently working on them, because of that recent accident we have to replace the shrubs.
Oof,
down.
yeah.
So we'll be working on it.
What we can light.
Yeah, the ones that are working, we've actually had some, damage done to the
Cool.
lights, golf carts driving by, so, yeah, those are being replaced.
Thank you.
We'll get
Yeah, right.
change that.
You know, ultimately, at the end of the day, we both serve the same constituents.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Your constituents are our constituents and ours are yours. And as more land sells, and more commercial gets sold, it's even more so, you know, you're serving the constituents. So we all have the same goal in mind and we serve the same masters.
Yeah.
So that being said, you know, I think the transition will happen when it's best for the city.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but it'll be kind of an organic transfer. I mean, I think it'll just make sense. And I just don't, I can't imagine it being 30 plus years.
I agree with you. I think it'll happen sooner as well.
Because at some point, you know, we're all grown up and that point on, it's just a function of maintaining and keeping the place looking nice and running efficiently. And I think to date, if you ride around and look what's been accomplished so far, it looks pretty good. I ride around a lot of areas, so I think I'm pretty proud of what they've done. It looks good. So we keep hammering every year on trying to make things so it's a little more cost effective on the maintenance side of it, but we still have the feel and the look, and Aldo gives us a lot of pushing on that as change this type of tree or that type of tree. How we're managing security around the place, how we're managing all these things. And like I said, when we put that last house gets planted out here, we'll have it figured out. We'll have it down to a science about that time. So, but as of right now, I think it's in good shape.
Not to put you on the spot, I want to give Alicia something to write about in terms of raising the assessment. I think you guys have plateaued. We're gonna hold it pretty steady.
I can't ever, not for a little while, not plateau, but it's gonna be, it's not
You know,
gonna
as
be.
more things get sold and
Well,
more commercial comes online.
Water rates as well.
yeah, I mean, but you gotta remember is it.
Last
keeps
year,
growing.
this year it held pretty flat. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, yes.
So you think the same for next year?
We don't see any big jumps.
Okay.
But we don't have anything projected out, any big jumps. It's-
No, the
it's
next-
gonna have to go up.
The next two road sections are already calculated in the assessments that are out there for this year. And once those two road sections come in, that'll be pretty much the last of the road areas that we'll be picking up as SID. We'll be picking up some of the lakes on the western development area, but they're not that expensive to maintain.
No big, real big jumps. You don't see any big jumps.
You don't pay for those road improvements?
But you don't see any.
They pay
jumps.
for the road improvements, but all the landscaping,
Okay.
maintenance, et cetera, on the roads becomes SIDs.
Maintenance and burn, look, I mean, we still have a whole size, not had anything done on top. So I
And
mean,
maybe,
you're still-
and maybe a five. Maybe 10. Okay.
One more point. Just as a follow-up, I believe it was something I'd mentioned a while back. SID has contracted with PBSO. They will have a 40-hour-a-week deputy for SID only to patrol the lakes and SID property for trespassing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. SID has also purchased a Can-Am side-by-side air conditioned for the officer to be decked
Air
out.
conditioned.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Full blown, to be running in there so that we have him out there on the lake banks, him or her on the lake banks on a daily basis.
Oh, yeah.
SO wants to totally market.
Oh, okay.
When is your new building gonna be occupied?
Well, today, the erection crew was supposed to be there today. I saw they moved in some equipment, but
Yes.
I didn't see the people, but, we're looking at February.
Yeah, February, so you'll see, basically this next month, month and a half, the building will be, pretty much up, and then it's all the finishing, all the interior finishes and all that stuff. So we're looking at February.
Everyone's a lot more optimistic than I am at this point. I'm like in April, maybe we'll be moved over there, but yes, but we're still, as of right now, pushing for better.
And you're saving some space for the city.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. So,
Anticipated need.
How's our search for space going?
It's on the street. Didn't really get anybody respond to the pre-bid last week. We're going to do some more outreach. See if we can scare up something.
That's a pre-bid
Yes. Typically, when an RFP, you have a pre-bid meeting.
for ourselves. So the bid has not actually been put. I mean,
It's on the street, but
There's an
it's
RFP.
been advertised, it's on the street, but nobody showed up for the pre-bid meeting that we scheduled. So we're gonna keep rattling the trees and see what we can shake out.
Can I get a copy of the RFP when you get a chance?
It's on the website, but yeah, we can send it out.
All right, cool.
so how big a place y'all looking for?
It was around 3,500 square, 3,500 square feet for temporary offices.
You're looking within, what, a 5 mile radius or?
Yeah.
No, we're looking in the city, we're looking at well, you got Don Herring's, building, you got 2 or 3 open spaces in Publix. You got some open spaces in Grove Marketplace, stuff like that. So we were going to those property owners to see if they could accommodate us on a temporary.
Don's gonna have some, he's planning on having some extra room.
Yeah, he's got a end cap that's like 3,500 square feet.
You gotta look at who you're renting to though.
I
Are
know.
you insinuating that they don't want the city?
I don't know. Nobody responded. So sometimes on some RFPs, you have to kind of cajole individuals to respond.
Necessarily open, looking for an RFP, they're looking for leasing. Whereas when Sid puts out an RFP, the contractors know to look for it.
Could it be the term length?
Well, no, the term lengths were 5 and 5.
Nobody knew it was out, that's all. Nobody knew it was.
It was a 5 and 5. It was a 5 and 5, so it made sense.
Didn't know.
Yeah, they're not even built yet, so they don't
Yeah.
really know.
Yeah, you need to cajole them.
Yes, we're working on that.
So is there gonna be another pre-bid period? Or
No.
we're Still accepting bids?
We're gonna modify the RFP a little bit with the
We're no
attorney.
longer accepting bids?
We're working on updating the RFP to allow,
You have to redo it.
Will you
can't
let
just-
me know when that happens?
Yes.
Thank you.
You know, what we do with us?
I do. I definitely do. I want some more space as well. I need lots of space. All right, what else we got? Anything else?
that's all I got.
Can you talk about?
I'm good.
Somebody, someone, one of the parents or something, we're not sure why, but if you're aware of the gate going out to the school over on 140th, they can take the cart path around the park.
Yep.
We have a big bollard, yellow bollard, big heavy steel, that one's steel, right?
The thing that was
Steel
leaking?
bollard. No, it's a yellow thing right in the middle of the cart path where the
Oh,
gate
yeah,
is.
that blocks.
To stop people from driving a big buggy, we just keep, somebody cut the lock, because it's locked down at the bottom, cut the lock, and they found it down the way in our canal.
So that's open now?
It won't be very long, we'll get it rectified,
Wow,
but yeah, so someone.
If we can figure out who it is, we will prosecute.
Yeah.
good. Put a camera.
So that's getting a deputy out there for that reason.
Yes,
You know, and obviously he can't be.
Now, have
everywhere.
people been using it to get all the way through?
They won't be able to fit 15 people on the road.
They still can't get through. So,
Was it a little too narrow for some bikes, is that what it was, mate?
golf cart.
Yeah, you might be able to see a small four-wheeler, or a all part possibly, but it'd be real tight. But I guess if they want to go to the next one, we'll that.
Silly.
But that's what we deal with on a regular basis, and stuff like that. It's just fundraising.
Anything you're allowed to talk about in terms of, the connection to 140? Is that all super hush hush?
appellate court.
Yeah, we're still, it's
Is there any dates?
set.
In the courts, the appeal has been filed, we're still waiting to hear back from them?
We haven't heard after last week, just waiting.
Any chance of settling? resolution?
It seems unlikely.
That's-
Well, it'll get settled eventually.
Oh,
Any updates on Persimmon? Is that what you were just talking about?
Yeah, connection.
Still in appeal?
Yes.
All right,
Anything y'all need from Sid? Help you other than the park that we're talking about?
that's from, blinking stop
You
sign.
control them too?
Yeah, you're giving us a place to finish. I really appreciate that. Any way of making
They'll
that.
slow down even more. That's why
Really?
all have
Have to
to
establish.
go back to the days of
Yeah, once we get the.
this property. Keep putting it back.
We want to kill to block it up, really. And also when we do that, there's some different insurances for it being a park.
You'll need the appropriate insurances.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, we'll have.
Allowing fishing, yeah.
We'll just put on the HOA's insurance so that we.
Come on, colleagues, what else we got for Sid? We don't get this opportunity too often. Anything?
Well,
You got it.
Write down my phone number. Offer's always open. If anyone would like to go for a ride. And
Oh, I'm
when you
still
have
wanting to
questions
do
about the
that.
park and the tank and the ditches and the people and the.
Now there's air conditioning in the buggies, so you can enjoy the ride.
My truck always down there.
What's that number?
We're not gonna ride. That's the sheriff's. They told us when they put lights on it, we can't take it.
Well, we don't own it yet, do they?
No lights yet.
President Massey. Wait, President Massey, before you say your number, I just want to let you know that this is a public meeting that goes onto YouTube, so the public in the world will have your phone number.
We will
ER
get,
459. Okay.
we will get his message, his number, each one of you.
Thank you.
We'll email out the
You
number.
have it, right? I gave it to you. We'll pass it.
We'll get it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on that ride.
I don't mind half the people calling, but I don't want everyone.
Yeah.
But y'all are welcome anytime.
Yeah. Tell them we're there.
Yeah, and that's mine, not. Cool.
Okay, comments, council comments, what do we got? Anything? I'm good.
Keep helping us come up with money and we'll keep going on hard.
Nothing from me, thank you.
Attorneys, all the attorneys in the room, do we
Yeah.
have anything? Sid/city manager,
We're good.
all right, public comment. This section of the agenda allows for comments from the public speak. Each speaker will be given a total of 3 minutes to comment. Public comment card should have been completed and returned to the city clerk. When you are called to the podium, state your name and address for the record. Any public comments?
Yes, that's me.
What do you got for us, Ms. Torres?
Hi, everybody. Alicia Torres, 5847 Whippoorwill Circle. Okay. Thank you, everybody, always. I have a lot, so I'm just gonna kind of move fast. First, I was curious, is the next SID meeting really December 2nd?
Yes,
No, the joint, that's the
the joint meeting.
workshop, joint meeting.
Oh, okay, okay, all right, got it.
One of these.
I just saw 2 cars on separate occasions run the stop sign again today, in front of Presswind and the hammocks. So I don't know if we can get those big PBSO electric signs out for a second run, but I'm talking like flying through,
Need the right tickets, that's it.
or get, yeah, PBSO back out there. Okay, and then I was just curious if we have any statistics about the traffic circle and how safe it's been since those rumble strips went in, the speed bumps, or has there been an accident since?
We've only had one wreck since then.
Okay,
That's number 10.
oh my
Definitely
gosh.
since 6 months, we averaged one every 6
Yeah.
months, about 2 a year.
Okay, all right, so that's something. Okay. And then I'm a little confused about the sunshine law, and now that we do have 2 Ken Castles, we'll have the said city manager, and then we'll have the city of Westlake manager. How, do they get to talk to each other freely? Okay, all right. So that leads to my next question about park fundraising. You guys are our charismatic leaders, and I think you're our best bet to be boots on the ground, getting out there, talking to private, a possible P3 situation, to our governor's office, what have you. But it seems like now we're finding out it's really a SID issue because SID owns this lease, this 30-year lease.
We don't know, Lee.
Just the FERDAP grant has to be SID.
Oh, sorry, no, that's like, wow.
And I don't want you to run out of time.
Yeah.
So actually keep going and then
Okay.
I'll circle back.
Okay.
Once
All
you get all your questions out.
Can someone talk about the flags again in these roundabouts? I'm not really sure what that was about.
Back to that.
I'm curious about the prioritization of the park phases going forward, how we decide that, if it'll be SID or if it'll be the residents. And again, back to the fundraising, I'm just curious if you guys, if everyone, SID and city is working together, how you'll talk about it, if only at the meetings or not. But, okay. Yeah.
So in terms of, it's just the FERDAP grant itself, like it's specific to SID.
Okay.
The city can still absolutely get appropriations for the park. In fact, we almost did. That money will just get funded per interlocal agreement to SID in order to fund the park. But we can apply for it.
Right.
They can apply for their own funding on their side.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of opportunities.
Okay.
There's FDOT money, there's park money, there's all kinds of.
So just because they have the lease does not
That part.
restrict the city from
They
fundraising?
don't have a lease.
We
SID
don't.
owns
No, SID owns the land, we don't. We don't have a lease.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard something about a 30-year lease.
Phil,
We don't have a 30-year.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's SID's park.
It's just your land.
the question or the situation was if maybe the city had a lease
Got it.
from Sid
Yes.
for that. grant.
If we had a
There was no-
30-year lease, then
no
we
lease.
could apply for the FERDAP.
But then it gets hairy for
It
other
gets
reasons,
difficult.
like Ken Castle was saying. Okay. All right.
We're gonna pursue every single avenue of funding.
All right.
And I mean, I'll say it out loud. I hope that our next city manager is very, very experienced with grants and that nature. Perhaps it's, I'm not saying task him with that, but you know, be more part of it, maybe more successful in terms of getting some money.
appropriation.
But that's just my hope and my wish. We don't know what's gonna happen.
The new SID,
Flags, it's not on flags.
oh yeah, flags, the flag poles. What is this? I forgot. It's
There's
like
two
memorial.
roundabout entrances.
Uh-huh.
And at first, there's just gonna be one flagpole on this right one, but it's almost super perfectly symmetrical. So now we're gonna have two grand flagpoles with flags as you pull them on either side of the food truck loop.
And this is a memorial or something that the Guardian Club
Memorial
is?
is one of them
Yeah.
for the
Wellington.
Gold Star.
Blue Star.
To Wellington.
Star. I've already talked to Gold Star. This is the Blue Star families.
So they're
Oh, we got a Gold Star on one and Blue Star on the other?
No, we-
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
Oh,
All right.
great.
I kind of was curious about the prioritization
How-
of
how-
parks,
Well,
phases.
phase one is obviously needs to be phase one because it's the meat and potatoes of it. It's the entrance, it's the driveway and so on. And then how are you guys gonna prioritize, or how are we together going to prioritize what we choose as our next phase after that, next phase after that?
Figure out which one.
Money?
I think it would be
That's, no, that was the most appropriate response.
I agree.
Oh.
I think it'll be $1 and that's why I asked to see.
So that means the playground could be very, very late in the game then.
Yeah, the next thing, I believe we'll need a building or two for some restrooms. I think that's gonna be when we do the roundabout. I mean, the two roundabouts we bring up through, we're gonna put, sewer lines through there. So we'll have something to tie on to for the future. And, we
Bathrooms are-
definitely, I think bathrooms going to the following phase, regardless what phase it is. I think they need to be there, because if we're gonna have, 4th of July events or whatever events out there, we have to have that.
Oh, 100%, and we don't have to rent it.
So that's not in phase one.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then just the Infomark, the new SID manager, is this a holdover or is this the guy that they're providing you right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the guy that's providing right now, but there'll be another guy that will be providing.
A lot for longer term.
Acting or interim, or you guys are keeping that down?
Depends.
Okay.
We've not made that decision.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Ms. Torres. Any other questions? No? I will adjourn. 4:55 PM.
Thank you, guys.